Here's what you need to know about success and personal development. What is up, fam? It's Dr. Dale, and this is Pre-Med Monday. All right, we are diving into week number 5 of Pre-Med Mondays. If you missed the past 4 weeks, go back and check them out. All you gotta do is click on the playlist in YouTube. Right. So, hey, this week is super important, okay? And it's really important because for you pre-meds listening, what I want to do is help you set your priorities right and straight before you get into medical school, residency, fellowship, and become a fully fledged, medical doctor. It's important because over the course of my years, I believe I've seen so many people go about this the wrong way. I think I've seen them go about this the wrong way. They just get so engulfed in the journey, want to become a medical doctor and going down that track, and they get there and then their priorities are all messed up. They're in a whole bunch of debt. They're valuing the wrong things in life, et cetera, and it's difficult. Here's what happens. So in the NBA, right? I love basketball. We're a basketball family, and this was always a big deal in the NBA. They always talked about, should you let players get drafted out of high school? And one of the arguments people said was you shouldn't, and I think this is a foolish argument, but what they would say is you shouldn't let them get drafted out of high school because you're too young, they're immature, they're not going to know how to spend your money, get in a lot of trouble. And there is some truth to some of that, perhaps, right? So if you're younger, you might not have as much experience with money. And what happens when you get a whole bunch of money and you're so young and you've never really had a chance to build yourself up to it, you can get into trouble, do a whole bunch of crazy stuff with it. And we've seen it happen. It has happened, right? I still think that's a bad argument for that, because then you just say, well, you just need to better train these kids. There's ways around that. However, it's a similar concept to what I'm trying to get you to think about in med school here, right? There's a certain, I don't know how to say this, there's a certain immaturity with doctors, right? Because we start this journey when we're pre-med. So say you're 18 years old, you go through this journey and never really having money, right? Undergrad, you're in debt probably. Med school, you're in debt probably. Residency, you get paid a little bit. Fellowship, you get paid a little bit. But then all of a sudden, wham, you're getting big 6-figure checks. Now you got a whole bunch of money. You've gone in debt all these years and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to spend the money. There's so many things. Your friends in life who didn't take this much debt, they're living nicer lifestyles and you might be living, you want to catch up. So many things and going through your mind, and you haven't been properly trained. You're immature because you got money at a later age than they did, etc. And now you've got to figure out, what do I do with this money? What do I do in my life? I've waited so long. I want the things that I want. I want the things that I want. And that's where the problem comes in, right? So I want to talk to you guys about kind of setting your priorities straight from an early age. They say, I remember my mom told me this, her boss told her this when I was a kid, said that, some people in life who do the greatest things, people who made decisions when they were young and stuck with those decisions and had your priorities straight from a young age and just worked along that, right? Worked along that. So what I want for you guys is for you guys to make the right decisions around your values now while you're young, build a foundation around that so you can stick with that as you grow up throughout the years. Because, I don't know, some of you guys watching this are going to be super young. Some of you guys will be in college. Some of you guys might be in med school, some older. But what you don't want to do is get to the point where you're later in your career. When I say later, I mean like an early doctor, really. And your priorities are all out of whack and you're spending money on all the wrong stuff and doing this, doing that, and trying to live the life and things of that sort. That can get you in a lot of trouble. So one thing I talked about in week 5, make sure you guys grab your book, take notes, jot it down. If you don't have a book, I'll drop it in the link in the description. Just get on Amazon, it's cheap. And one of the things that I talk about heavily in this section here is something called the hedonic treadmill. The hedonic treadmill, what that is essentially is this idea that we're always wanting something. You want something so bad. You work your butt off. You're working, and you get that thing that you've been wanting all this time. And once you get it, you have it for a little bit, then all of a sudden it's kind of like, it's really not all that. Oh, there's something else that I want. Work. You get that one, it's really not all that. And it's this treadmill, this thing of constantly going and trying to get more and more and more of these things that you think can give you fulfillment, but they can't give you that fulfillment that you're looking for, right? They can't give you that fulfillment that you're looking for, right? I even see it to a certain extent with my son. I'm trying to work him out of it right now. My oldest boy, he's into this shoe thing, right? He just loves shoes. He's a basketball player. He loves all these basketball shoes. And he wants this one, wants that one. And I'm just trying to say, son, hey, just get what's functional so you can execute on the court. It's not about the shoe. Right? And that's the same thing in life with this hedonic treadmill. As a medical doctor, eventually you're going to be in a position where you can get a lot of stuff, right? And it's not even about the stuff you can get. It's you can get stuff, but also the respect right, from other people, the status, right? These are things that people tend to want, that especially people in medicine, doctors tend to want these types of things. And you work so hard, so hard, so hard, so hard, and you get it, and oh, I need more. I need more, I need more. And you're always wanting more, right? You know, I'm recording this in 2024. In 2024, I've heard it a couple of times now, people using this phrase, more in 24, right? Like we wish I was more and more and more. It's not, life isn't about necessarily more of everything. Right. That's not what life is about. So when I hear that, I almost cringe to a certain extent. Sometimes it's okay, but not to the way some people are trying to use it. Okay. Ask yourself this question. How do you define success? How do you define success? You need to ask yourself that question truly. Take a moment. You know, I start this chapter off by saying success is an interesting concept. Everybody wants to achieve it. Everybody wants it, but a lot of us don't agree on the definition of it. How do you define success for yourself? That's an important thing to ask for. And here's what I want to instill in you. Here's what I want to tell you on this journey of life, not just journey of medicine, but the journey of life. One indicator of your success, and this might not be the definition, but I would hope that you would consider this as you're gauging your success throughout the years, is how are you helping other people? Servitude. It's about servitude, right? How are you helping other people? If you're going to be on some sort of hedonic treadmill, let it be a hedonic treadmill to help other people. And really, that's not even good. I don't want you making anything in an idle where you keep on chasing. But your focus, the thing that's going to bring that success, that joy in life, what I have found to be true, unfailingly true, is how much I can help other people. How much I can help other people, right? And as I grow, I'm helping other people in different ways. Like when I started the Pre-Med Mondays coaching program, it was always me on it. Now I'm not running a recession. You know, I will meet with so many people one-on-one. Now I just can't do that in my capacity because now I help other people. I build big programs. I run events across the whole country now, right? I do a lot of things like that. So now I'm more in a leadership, managerial, admin, ownership type of position to help multiply me, right? Multiply the impact I can have, essentially, right? So you can help people in different ways, but the idea for me has always been about service and how am I able to help people and the best mechanisms for that. So I would say when you're gauging your success, let that be your first question. You know, was I successful? Yes, no. Who did I help? Right? Was I have helped people? Was I have service to people? Rather than how much money did I make, or rather than, you know, what's my status? How much clout? How much influence do I have? That's not really a true indicator. Those things aren't necessarily true indicators because those things can be taken from you like that. But if you've helped somebody, you've always helped somebody. If you help somebody, as long as they keep on living their life in a beneficial way to them, founded in how you helped them, that's forever. That doesn't stop. However, if it's just like, oh, I made $1 million this year, well, that $1 million can go like that. Trust me, that $1 million can go like that, right? It has happened. You wouldn't be the first. Okay. Think about how can you help people long lasting. That's what you want this thing to be about. You know, I watched the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary recently. In this documentary, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, big bodybuilder, I'm one of the greatest to ever do it, bodybuilding, even though in the documentary he admits that he took steroids and stuff like that and all that jazz. So those are things that, you know, we shouldn't be doing. However, in the documentary, he talks about, you know what, I had won Miss Olympia so many times. You know, I was on top of the world. How many more Miss Olympias could I win? I just got tired of it. I got tired of it. So he had been on this hedonic treadmill. This is what Arnold is saying in the film. He'd been on this hedonic treadmill, wanted to be the best, win another Miss Olympia, get another movie role, get this, get that. And he was on that treadmill, kept on wanting more. And eventually he crashed. And when he crashed, he came to the realization of, man, what I really need is to serve people. So instead of just being on this Mr. Olympia tip, trying to be the best that he could be, trying to win everything for himself, what he eventually did was he said, how can I go help people? And he started doing Special Olympics work. And when he got into the Special Olympics, he became like an ambassador or something like that, some high level person in the Special Olympics. When he started doing that, that's when he started finding this joy. That's when he started finding this fulfillment of life, because he realized it's not about what can I get. It's about how can I help and serve other people. And I want you to understand that from a young position, a young age, that going into this field of medicine is about how can I help other people? Now, what can I get? You will be rewarded. You will be rewarded. And you will get paid well. And that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. Making the money is a great thing. The love of money is a bad thing, but making money so you can help people or whatever, live your life, that is a great thing. I'm not going to tell you that I don't want to make a lot of money. You should want to make a lot of money. Don't let people tell you don't. You should want to make money. That's perfectly fine, right? But don't let money be the driver of your decisions. You go into this field because you want to help people, not this field, any and every field. You should be focused on serving people. And that's success. And you want to develop yourself to be a person like that. And over the course of the year with Pre-Med Mondays, we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna talk about developing yourself into that type of person. But it's very important for me to say that it's very important that I get that off my heart to my pre-meds, because if I'm being honest, why do we do pre-med Mondays? Why did I start this? I started this not necessarily to help you guys get into medical school. I started pre-med Mondays because I was concerned about some values and such of doctors, right? I was concerned about what type of people will we ultimately be bringing into medicine, because if I'm being honest, society is becoming more and more vain as I see it. People are more about themselves. There's social media makes it that way too, but I get it. I use social media. Social media is kind of a vehicle you use nowadays. But so many people, social media society is just becoming about self. And I was seeing that, and that made me very concerned. So I did Pre-Med Mondays. Yeah, I want to help you guys get into medical school, but more so I want to help instill proper values in you all before you get to where you're trying to get to, so we can have a caring and compassionate field of medicine, caring and compassionate leaders within the field of medicine. So I'm developing tomorrow's leaders in medicine. That's what it's all about. Really, that's what it's about. All right, my friends. So this week's assignments, I want you to write down, how do you define true success? Go ahead and drop it in the comments for me. Let me see what you guys have to say. How do you define true success, and discuss it with your accountability buddy? Okay, so what's going to happen now? Two things I'm going to ask you. Number one, hit that subscribe button, right? Help me get the subs up. Hit the subscribe button so these videos can get out to more and more pre-medical, just other people, because really it's Pre-Med Mondays, but the information is just good for everybody, really. Hit that subscribe button, number one. And number two, YouTube's going to show you some videos around here. YouTube knows what you like, right? They study, they got all your data. YouTube knows what you like. So go ahead and click on the next one. Keep on growing, keep on learning. And remember, you have permission to be great. I'm praying for you guys, and I love you.